Team Highlight Films. New York Life, the company you keep. There was something a little different about the Atlanta Falcons in 1990. They had a certain spring in their step and hip to their hop that hadn't been seen in some time. Yet with the changes in Atlanta, something was still strikingly familiar. The Falcons returned to their roots and at the same time looked to the future. They brought back their original black uniforms, hired a former defensive coach, and began a new countdown to success.
6, 5.
Gang tackle.
4, 3.
Get after their ass.
2, 1.
Mixing fun and ferocious football, the Falcons began the 90s by punishing opponents and proving to their new coach they were going to win in the NFL.
I don't think a team I've ever been with wants to win as bad as this team does. This team wants to win more than any team I've ever been with. And as long as that's inside of them, we're going to give a lot of people some headaches.
Atlanta gave opponents their share of headaches, but the Falcons also turned heads with the explosive play of a wide-open offense.
Now he drops back, he steps up in the pocket, and he's going to throw to a man running down the middle. Long touchdown! Touchdown!
With bombs to Andre Showtime Rison and flashy
Deion Sanders!
Just unbelievable speed, unbelievable.
It's said that history has a way of repeating itself. Atlanta is more concerned with the future than the past. But one thing's certain, the Falcons are proud to be back in black.
I've got the best job in the National Football League without question.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
We'll be down here rooting for you every time. We're right down here.
Where do you live?
Right here in Atlanta. Been coming 18 years.
Great to be back. Wish I never left.
I know.
Thank you.
That's how we feel, too.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Great to be back home.
Ironically, Jerry Glanville's homecoming party began with a matchup against some very familiar faces, the Houston Oilers. Rookie running back Steve Broussard started the scoring early. And then Glanville's defense, in a performance reminiscent of his old Grits Blitz gang, unleashed an unrelenting assault on the Oilers' run-and-shoot offense.
Come on, baby! They trail 7. We blitz up the middle. We're coming on them, and they hit him. And the ball is bouncing out around loose. And the Falcons go diving after that football, and finally they just rule incomplete. They really racked it.
That's a touchdown! That's a touchdown!
They turned Andre loose, bet 3 on the backside. Nobody picked him up. He's got to get rid of that
Touchdown! Now they're ruling a touchdown.
Bobby Butler's hustle gave Atlanta a 2-touchdown lead. And then Jesse Tuggle took the ball. And another 6 points, right out of Warren Moon's holster.
Warren Moon slides along the side, going to run an option, and they knock him down on the 35. Jesse Tuggle hit him first. The Falcons stole the ball out of his hands. They're running down the field. Jesse, they say, keep running, Jesse. Keep running. They may not have blown a whistle. So Tuggle's going to run down in the end zone. They didn't blow a whistle. They tackled the guy, took the ball away from him. 20-0 Atlanta. It's too warm to be Christmas, but look what's happening.
There's some people around the league looking at the scoreboard and saying it's got to be wrong.
But it was no mistake. And in the second half, Showtime and Primetime wrapped up win number 1.
Touchdown! Sidham drops back, got all day, fires, intercepted by Deion Sanders on the 25 to 30, 35 40. Deion Sanders going down the sideline, dancing for a long, long touchdown.
wanted to bang on them and let them know that this is not their place anymore. This is our backyard. They can't come in here anymore. This is home. Visitors aren't welcome here.
Facing the Falcons' defense in 1990 was not a welcome sight for opponents either. Glanville inherited a unit that finished last in the league in '89, but he was able to instill his intimidating attitude into his team. And, in typical Glenn villain fashion, his squad became rebels with a cause, to attack anyone with a football. Some may have said the Falcons had an attitude problem. They did. Thinking they were the toughest defense in the league was the attitude. Proving that to the rest of the NFL was a minor problem. The Falcons finished with a club record and league-best rushing defense. Linemen Tim Green, Mike Gann, Rick Bryan, Tony Casillas, Oliver Barnett, and Torrey Epps spent much of their time in opponents' backfields. And usually, when one man reached the ball carrier, 5 or 6 more soon followed. Gang tackling was commonplace for Atlanta, and the gang leader was number 58, Jesse Tuggle. Tuggle finished with an NFL-high 201 tackles. He was adept at both forcing and finding fumbles, and along with John Rady, Robert Lyles, Ken Tippins, Andre Bruce, Michael Reed, and rookie number 56 Darian Connor, Atlanta linebackers helped the Falcons to the third most takeaways in the NFC. The secondary also contributed to the thievery. Reliable Bobby Butler enjoyed his 10th solid season, and Deion Sanders showed that breadbasket catches and hard hits can be made year-round. Sanders is one of 2 Falcons who spends off-season playing professional baseball. Safety Brian Jordan is the other, and along with Scott Case, they formed quite a battery on the back line, combining for nearly 400 tackles. The same intensity Jordan and Case displayed in the secondary was evident on the special teams. Led by Torrey Epps, the Falcons blocked a club record 9 kicks, and on occasion even gang tackled the punter. And when a return man was lucky enough to receive a ball, the likes of Ken Tippins, Elbert Shelley, and Gary Wilkins made sure his luck soon ran out. A renewed desire to get to the football and make the play turned the Falcons' defense and special teams around in 1990.
So they punt, and we rush it, and we got it!
And that attitude certainly has them headed in the right direction.
Touchdown!
Falcon ad, take 2. Falcons, number 1, baby. Glanville is the coach of the 90s. Millard Horizon, the connection. We got it, baby. 6-shooter. There is no way. The red gun cannot be stopped. We got the 6-shooter off. Oh, it's awesome. We'll see you.
You never did meet me, but I worked on the construction of your house in Brookfield West, Red Bates.
What'd you do?
Plumbing.
You did?
Yeah.
You did good. Plumbing's working good.
That's good.
Nice house, isn't it?
Laying a foundation for success in just a few weeks may be a pipe dream for most new coaches, but by game number 4, Jerry Glanville already had the Falcons running smoothly. And with Chris Miller executing the red gun offense to perfection, Atlanta took to the air in search of win number 2. Miller would enjoy his finest day as a pro, completing 23 passes for 366 yards. Despite his efforts, though, The Falcons still trailed at the half. But Andre Rison emerged following intermission to put on a show few had seen before in Atlanta.
Out of the pocket, throwing to the right end zone, and it is touchdown!
Rison caught 10 passes, and with time running out and the Falcons trailing, Miller kept looking for his favorite target.
4th and 2. Miller takes it, looking to throw. Throwing deep down the right sideline. He's got Rison complete. Oh, mercy, they went deep. 2nd and goal. Miller rolling to his left, fires to the end zone, caught by Rison. Touchdown, Atlanta!
Well, you've just witnessed probably one of the most impressive offensive performances ever here by a quarterback and a wide receiver.
If you don't love Andre Rison.
Well, Rison just keeps making big plays. Rison, he may be good enough to make everybody think I'm a good coach.
Showtime!
The best.
Showtime!
Number one.
Showtime!
1990 was showtime all the time for Andre Rison. The second-year man acquired from Indianapolis enjoyed an all-pro year as he had nearly 1,200 yards receiving and scored 10 touchdowns.
Stops, looks, right down the middle, touchdown, Andre Rison.
Rison in motion, fake. Miller back, looks and looks and looks, and he's going to throw a long one, and the receiver is there, and it is complete in the 25, the 20. Rison's going to score on a long bomb. Eagles going to load up the line and come after him, so he runs right. He doesn't see him, but he gets a pass off. There's a man open. Touchdown!
Rison capped off most scores with a beautiful duck walk. But he wouldn't have done much dancing had not Chris Miller learned the steps to the Red Gun offense.
Ah, good job. There it is. There's how you play. All right, there it is. Miller, that's how you play it.
At 25 years old, Miller is a youngster among NFL quarterbacks, but he already has been a starter for 3 years, and in '90, he enjoyed his finest season to date. Miller's statistics have improved in each of his 4 seasons, and with a young receiving core of Rison, Sean Collins, Michael Haynes, Floyd Dixon, and George Thomas, the Falcons likely will be pioneers for the wide-open offenses of the future.
Snap to Miller. Steps there and looks and throws a long bomb, and he's got a receiver running out there. Touchdown!
Miller received a wall of protection all year from John Scully, John Hunter, Mike Ken, Houston Hoover, Jamie Dukes, Chris Hinton, and Bill Fraley. And with enough time in the pocket, he was able to fire a career-high 17 touchdowns. 2 of those scoring strikes would come in a Week 8 matchup against the Bengals. It was a game played before a national television audience, and for the Falcons, it was a chance to show the country how much they had improved.
Miller sprinting to the right, gonna fire. Touchdown, sitting on the end zone. Now he's sprinting to the right, and he stops and he looks.
There's the switch. There's the switch.
Steps forward.
And he throws it to Dixon. Touchdown!
Floyd Dixon caught both of Miller's touchdown passes.
Way to go, Miller, like stealing.
And on a night when Atlanta seemed to take from the Bengals at will, Scott Case led a focused defense which forced 5 turnovers.
Size and gives it to the back. Brooks jump, fumble. It's rolling on the 18. We kick it accidentally on the 6 or 7. We pick it up on about the 3. That's Scott Case.
It was turning into one of those nights where every decision the Falcons made was the correct one. But the choice that generated the most excitement was the one made on the sidelines.
Are they punting?
They look like it.
Let's return it. With 21.
Now, Dion, don't get too excited. Lee Johnson will be punting, or will they fake it? Surely not. He kicked it 100 miles.
Come on.
Sanders' 79 yards of quick cuts and high steps not only set Fulton County Stadium on fire, but also set a record for the longest punt return in club history. Before Falcons fans could celebrate for good, though, one more little surprise would occur.
45 to the 40, 35 to 30. Look at little Broussard. All the way, touchdown!
With a convincing 38-17 win, the Falcons moved to 3-4 and already had as many wins as they did in all of '89. But the toughest part of the schedule was yet to come. In 1990, Atlanta no longer was a place where visitors could expect an easy win, as the Falcons went 5-3 at home, their best mark since 1980. Following the win over the Bengals, the Falcons spent 5 of the next 7 weeks on the road. And despite being in every game until the end, they couldn't seem to come up with a victory. A 6-point loss to the Bears dropped them to 3-6. And against Philadelphia, they held the Eagles' explosive offense in check. The Falcons outgained Philly and carried a 2-point lead into the final minutes, only to see a field goal deal them a third straight loss. In New Orleans, a visit from Atlanta native and newly crowned world champion Evander Holyfield provided inspiration. Yards were hard to come by for both teams in this battle of defensive heavyweights. Yet once again, the Falcons failed to deliver a knockout punch. Three straight defeats by a total of 10 points to 3 playoff-bound teams was frustrating. But the loss of Chris Miller for the year in Week 13 was the toughest loss of all. By this point in the season, Atlanta was a young team with some old problems, inexperience and injuries. But the Falcons didn't look for excuses. Rather, they searched for a way to end a 7-game losing streak. Their answer came in the play of their defense. Scott Case's first career touchdown gave Atlanta an early lead and began an afternoon-long attack on Jim Everett. The Falcons' black wave defense was returning to its gang-tackling form, and even without Miller, red gun receivers like George Thomas were finding holes in the Rams' secondary. A huge hole opened by 5 perfect blocks on the offensive line allowed Mike Rozier to score the game-winning touchdown, and the losing streak was over. Rozier would be a key player in extending Atlanta's winning streak in its last game. The former Oiler rushed for a career-high 155 yards, and when number 71 Chris Hinton sprung him for 67 yards, he had the longest run in team history. It was an afternoon for offensive records to fall as Andre Rison caught his 82nd pass, a Falcons single-season mark. And on a day when Dallas was hoping to secure a postseason berth, Atlanta came up with a playoff-caliber effort on both sides of the ball. All the little things the Falcons improved during the year, like gang tackling and swarming to the football, came together on this final Sunday in an effort which typified Atlanta's progress and desire in 1990.
I don't think a team I've ever been with wants to win as bad as this team does. This team wants to win more than any team I've ever been with. And as long as that's inside of them, we're going to give a lot of people some headaches.
Falcons are in a 6. They give it to the I-back, and they hit him behind the goal line for a safety. Tim Green got Emmitt Smith behind the goal line for a safety, about 1.5 yards behind the goal line.
When the second half began, the special teams showed they too were ready for 1991.
Willis kicks off very high, very short, angling to his left. Jones up to take it for Atlanta on the 24, dodge a man to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, down to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, touchdown!
With a second straight win sealed, it seemed only fitting the Falcons end their season the way they began it, in prime time style.
Everybody coming after him. And Deion Sanders leaped and intercepted on a 39-yard line to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. The 45, the 40. He got a block to the 30, the 25, the 20. Deion Sanders, touchdown!
5 wins does not a champion make, but the groundwork for success unquestionably has been established. The 1991 season can't come soon enough for the resurgent Falcons, a team that in 1990 looked to the future by going back in black.